Okay, welcome all the viewers to this session. Today we are going to discuss about the Visual Basic Forms, so which is a very important object in Visual Basic Programming language, so which is used as a container to hold many other user controls. So the learning objectives of this session is to enrich the students with the knowledge of the form object and its properties in Visual Basic. The session outcomes of this session will be the students will understand about the form object, the container used to place the different controls of GUI, that is graphical user interface. So they will also understand how the different properties of the form can be used to change the behavior of form, so when it is run. Prerequisites for learning the Visual Basic Form is the viewer should know meaning of graphical user interface, so the GUI controls, so Visual Basic IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment, and Visual Basic projects. Okay, the form object. So what do you mean by the form object? The form object, so is the object, so it's an object so which is used to hold the other objects of the user interface. So the user controls will be placed on the form object, and it holds all these objects together, and the programming will be done. So it's a window that can be designed and modified to fit the user applications. So when the user starts Visual Basic program, a form is automatically displayed in the designer window. So that is a default form will be included, so when you open a new project. The designer can add any number of forms to the project. So adding forms to the project. How to add a extra, that is additional form to the objects. So the form can be added by just clicking on the project menu and by selecting add forms. So the new form will be added, and the default settings will be done. So that is how you add the new form to the projects. So the form properties. So what are the different properties of the form? So all the properties of form can be viewed in the properties window. So that is which is shown in the Visual Basic IDE to the left down corner. So all the properties can be viewed here, and also it can be edited. So the properties of form defines the behavior or appearance of the form at runtime. So the properties of form can be changed by using properties window, as well as it can also be changed during execution through the code. The properties window lists all the properties and their predefined value. The value of any property can be changed by selecting it in the property window, and the property can also be changed at runtime by assigning a new value to it through code. So let us discuss the important properties of form one by one. So first, the name property. So the name property is used to identify the form object in the projects. That is, when you want to refer to any form within the code, so this name property can be used to refer to the form. So by default, the system assigns form 1, form 2, and etc. For the forms you insert in the project. So the default names can be changed to the required name by the programmer. So the name of the form can be used to access or change the various properties of the form in the code. So through the code, so by using this name, so you can set all the other properties of the form during the execution of the program. So next, the appearance property. The appearance property of the form returns or sets the appearance of the forms at the runtime. So it defines how the form looks, the physical look of the form, so how it looks, whether it appears in 3D or whether it appears in 2D effect. So this can be set at the design time by using the property window. So the available options, so for the appearance property is 1 3D and 0 flat. So the default value will be 1 3D, so it can be changed to 0 flat, so during the execution. So the appearance will be automatically set when the property changes. So the 3D property so makes the form to appear in three-dimensional fashion, and the flat option makes the form to appear in 2D dimensional view. So next, the back color property. So the back color property of the form defines the color by which the form is painted with. So the appearance of that is the form, the color of the form will be defined by this back color property. So the required color can be selected from the drop down list available in the property window, and also it can be set by using the color palette available in the properties window. The property can be set or obtained by referring to it as form name dot back color. The value of the property can be set at runtime by giving the color code. So the color code defines various logical names or defined to name the named colors are available in the code. So the user can, the programmer can use either the logical names or you can use the color code. So the color code will be in the form of the ampersand H, so ash and ash. So the ash refer to the hexadecimal digit. So this numerical code so will be unique for each and every color supported by the system, and that can be referred by using the code. The border style property. So the border style property defines the behavior of the form border. So that is how the form border reacts to the user manipulation. So the required value can be selected from the drop down list available in the property window, and the available values or options are 0 none, so 1 fixed single, 2 sizable, 3 fixed dialog, so 4 fixed tool window, and finally 5 sizable tool window. The 0 none property will define the form as not resizable, with no resizable borders and no minimize and maximize buttons. So in the form the minimize and maximize buttons will not be available, and also the border will be not resizable. So if you set it to 1 fixed single, so the form will be not resizable, and the minimum and maximize buttons are not available. So then as 2 sizable, in this option the window the form will be resizable, and also it will have the minimize and maximize buttons. So if you set 3 fixed dialog, so no resizable borders and no minimum and maximize buttons. So if you set to 4 fixed tool window, no resizable borders and no minimize maximize buttons and no control menu. So even the control menu will not be available. And if you set it to 5 sizable tool window, the form will be resizable, and but no minimize or maximize buttons and no control menu. So these are the options available for border style. the caption property. So this property can be used to set or return the text for the title bar of the form. So the text mentioned in the caption property so will appear on the title bar of the form. The caption can be set to any text by typing it in the properties window, and also at runtime any text can be set for this property, and also the already set property can be accessed by using the syntax. So form name dot caption so equals to any text value. So this is how I can manipulate the caption property. So then we have the control box property. The control box is a system menu, so system defined menu, so which appears for each and every form you define in Visual Basic. So that will appear normally in the title bar in the top left corner. So when you click on this control box, the control menu will be displayed. To set or return the value set for the control box, so this property can be used. So basically there are two values for control box, either true or false. So if you set the control box to true, the control menu will be displayed in the form. If you set it to false, so then no control menu box will be displayed for the form. And also the value can be set or retrieved at the design time as well as at runtime. The value of the property can be set at runtime by using the syntax form name dot control box equals to true or false. Any value can be set. So then the max button property. So this max button property sets or returns whether the maximize or restore button is available for the form, so when it is displayed or run. So there are two values for max button, true or false. So if you set it to true, the max button so will appear in the form, so when it is run. If you set it to false, so then maximum button, so will maximize button will not be available, so when the form is run. So the value can be set or retrieved at design time as well as run time. So the value of property can be set at runtime, so by using the syntax form name dot max button equals true or false. So the minimum min button property. So this min button property is used to set or return so whether the minimize button is available in the form, so when it is run or not. So again it will have two properties, two values, true or false. So if you set it to true, the minimize button will be available when the form is run, and if it's set to false, the minimize button will not be available for the form. Again, this value, the value of this property can be set or retrieved in both design as well as at the runtime. As usual, the property can be set at runtime by using the syntax form name dot min button equals true or false. So the movable property. So this property sets whether the form can be moved around the screen by the user with the help of mouse or with the help of keyboard. So if you set this movable property to true, at the runtime the user can drag the form by holding it on the title bar with the help of mouse and drag it to any place on the screen. So it can be moved around by dragging in this fashion. So if you set the movable property to false, the form becomes not movable, and you cannot move to different places when it is run. So there are two values, that is true or false. So it can be set to true or false. So and also the value can be set or retrieved at design as well as at runtime. So if you want to set the value at runtime or retrieve it with the property can be used with the syntax form name dot movable equals true or false value. So in this fashion, so you can manipulate the movable property at runtime. The startup position property. So this startup position property defines the position on the screen, so where the form should be displayed. So when it is displayed for the first time, so when it appears for the first time, so in this location the form will be displayed. So the required value can be selected from the drop down list. So there are 4 different values available for this property. So 0 manual, so 1 center owner, so 2 center screen, 3 default windows. So when you set to 0 manual, so the form appears at the position so set by the user at the design time. So the design time, the user can give the value for its position, so by either setting the top and left properties of the form, or either by placing the form by using the form layout window. So in the form layout window, so you can drag the image of the form on a different location, so and you can set the position to be displayed at the runtime. So if you set to the 1 center owner, to the center owner option, the form will be displayed exactly at the center of its owner. So the owner form, so within the owner form to the middle of it, the present form will be displayed. And when you set this property to center screen, so the form will be displayed exactly at the center of the user screen, that is monitor. So in the center of the monitor, the form will be displayed. So if you set it to 3 default windows, the appearance of the form so will based on the settings so you made to the Windows operating system. So based on the settings you made to the operating system, the appearance of the form will be defined. So then the height property. So this property returns or sets the height of the form so when it is displayed. So that is the distance between the top corner and the bottom corner of the form. So it is usually measured in terms of pixels. So you can set it by using the pixels, so number of pixels, the distance, and it can be set at design time as well as by at runtime. So in design time, so you can enter the value by using the property window, or you can also set also adjust the height so by using the form object and dragging by holding it in the bottom of the form. And the value of the property can also be set at runtime, so by using the syntax, so form name dot height equals the value, the required value. So next is the width property. So this property returns or sets the width of the form so when it is displayed. So that is the distance between the left corner to the right corner of the form. And so again it is measured in terms of pixels as usual, and the property can be set at design time by entering the value by using the property window, or you can drag drag the form by holding it in the right corner. So The value of the property can also be set at runtime, so by using the syntax form name dot width equals value. The left property. So this property returns or sets the distance between the left edge of the form and the left edge of its container. So that is, so where exactly it is displayed. So this property defines so where the form is placed in the screen. So and also this is measured in terms of pixels, and again this can be set at design time by entering the value in the property window, and also it can be set by at runtime, so by using the syntax form name dot left equals value. So next, the top property. So this property returns or sets the distance between the top edge of the form and the top edge of its container. So the container will be usually the user screen, so most of the time, and in very rare cases, so when you use the MDI forms, so then the container will be its owner. So and again this is measured in terms of pixels, and this can also be changed so by using the scale mode property. So what you have set in the scale mode property, the units, so that by that units both top and left properties are specified. And also it can be set at design time by entering the value in the property window, and at runtime so it can be set so by using the syntax form name dot top equals value. So then the scale mode property. So this property returns or sets a value indicating the measurement unit for object coordinates, so when using graphics method or positioning objects. And also this property so will be used to indicate the values in top, left, height and width properties. So the unit you have mentioned in this property so will be used to measure all the properties mentioned earlier. The required value can be selected from the drop-down list available in the property, and the available properties are 0 user, 1 width, 2.3 pixel, 4 character, 5 inch, 6 millimeter and 7 centimeter. So these are the options available for this property. And that's all about the different properties of the form, and they are important properties so you are studying in your course. So the form will have many other properties, so if you people are interested to enhance the knowledge of the form properties, so you can go through the properties, remaining properties yourself. And for further studies, so these are the references, the books available. So JERC complete reference Visual Basic 6.0 TMH publications. So Muhammad Azam Visual Basic 6.0. So Datel Visual Basic 6.0 how to program. So Pearson Education. So Petrotz's Mastering Visual Basic BPB publications, and so these are the references you can refer to enhance your knowledge of Visual Basic. Thank you for watching my video, and keep watching and keep supporting me. Thank you.